New Orleans Pelicans are an interesting team by far. Zion Williamson, what is the next step? What is he going to be like this year with a full offseason? What is Brandon Ingram going to be doing? Is Lonzo Ball going to become the player we thought he was going to become? Is this team a playoff team? Let's talk about it. I want to hear right now in the comment section down below, what do you think the New Orleans Pelicans are going to be? What seed? Are they going to make the playoffs? Are they going to be middle of the pack? Let me hear it down below in the comments. And let's talk about it, what to expect from the New Orleans Pelicans. I know everyone's going to be like, we need to stop having the Dwight Howard, Zion, Williamson, and Gundy talk. And I just want to say the only reason I'm bringing this up is I actually lived in Orlando from like 2004 to 2009. So I got to see, the Stan Van Gundy and Dwight Howard thing go down in person. And I think this is perfect because Zion is going to be used like Dwight Howard in the sense that they're going to, first off, Zion is way more talented in the post, way more talented offensively, a way more talented player than Dwight Howard was. Dwight Howard just cared to be happy, smiles, and all that. But either way, Stan Van Gundy is going to create an offense that is going to be emphasized on rebounding. It's going to be one of the best rebounding teams. You're going to see Steven Adams and Zion be either rebounding or doing work in the post and always kicking out to shooters. So you're going to see a few players, maybe like Lonzo, Zion Williamson, have high years in assists. They're going to be passing out a lot because they're always going to be taking open threes. Another thing they're going to be doing a lot is you're going to see a lot of isolation for Zion to go into the post or to drive to the rim. And a lot of plays that are creative. Let's just scratch his years in Pistons. We're going to focus on what he's going to do in Orlando. He's going to be a guy who's going to create a lot of pace and spacing, a lot of perimeter-centric offense that is going to have usually 3 to 4 shooters on the floor with a one rebounding guy. And I could really see a guy like Brandon Ingram being used in the same role Hedo Turkoglu, as a guy who can have a high year in assists as well and be able to facilitate the offense and also be one of the primary ball handlers when Zion and Lonzo aren't on the court. And I think Stan Van Gundy is going to put a lot of trust into Brandon Ingram to help him run the offense with Zion Williamson while granting Zion Williamson unlimited access into shots and isolation plays. I know how much Zion is the focal point of this team, but Zion won't have success if these two guys don't put it together. Brandon Ingram has put it together, but in the sense Lonzo needs to put it together, but putting together all three of them to work. I wanted to phrase that again because I felt like I said that weird. Because Brandon Ingram did put it together. He almost had 24 points, and he had like a steal game, and he was a pretty good defender. But if we're talking Lonzo Ball, this guy had about 12 points a game and 7 assists. We need Lonzo Ball, even if you're not going to become the scoring threat that we thought you could potentially become. We need you to become a consistent three-point shooter. We need you to become a guy who can reliably facilitate the offense. I know he gave 7 assists, but like every time you're out there, you need to make everyone better. You need to make the offense run efficiently. You're supposed to be the guy who can make the whole offense run. Whenever you're out there, everything should be executed correctly because you should be the lead point guard, and we need Lonzo to take that step. We need Brandon Ingram to be able to become a leader or one of the vocal points of the team around Zion. And for Lonzo, Zion, and Brandon Ingram to become a trio of players. Now, obviously, they have Steven Adams, and that'll get rid of Derek Favors' rebounding. So now that Steven Adams is obviously going to be one of the vocal leaders, so we hope that Lonzo can look at him and Lonzo can be like, look, we're going to be this defensive team like Steven Adams is trying to do, this physical team, which would be phenomenal because then Lonzo can focus on being the ball handler, facilitating the offense, and being the perennial defender on the other side of the court. Where is Zion? Or where is Zion going to be next year? I love the kid. I think he has the chance to be the face of the NBA. If he isn't, or pretty much already, everyone knows who Zion Williamson. My girlfriend, who doesn't even watch basketball, knows who Zion is, knows how to point him out on the court. This team next year is going to be an interesting one due to the fact that I think let's talk about the guys that got rid of: Derek Favors, Drew Holiday, Frank Jackson, Darius Millers, Etuan Moore, Jahlil Okafor, and just those guys. I think Drew Holiday is going to be the main one. Derek Favors, maybe on the rebounding side of things, are going to be the biggest of losses. But if we're talking about Zion Williamson, the guy who played 24 games, averaged 22 points, I hope he can get closer to 10 rebounds. Let's get him to 8 rebounds. That'd be cool. If Zion can do that, but in the main part, I want to see him like to have like 5 or 6 assists. I want to see if Zion can really be facilitating, like dishing out, knowing that he's drawing so much attention that he passes it out to JJ Redick or Lonzo Ball or Josh Hart or somebody along those lines. And another guy that I really want to see, who I think on this team is going to have a breakout season, is Jackson Hayes. I know Steven Adams is here now, and I've said it multiple times this video, but Jackson Hayes is such a freak athlete, and I feel like his floor could be like obviously a player like JaVale McGee who can never play enough minutes and is just a good player in spurts, who just does high energy plays and is just a rebounder and a rim protector. But I think Jackson Hayes can become one of the best lob city finishers in the league, without a doubt. I think he can become one of the best rim protectors, without a doubt. And with that being said, it comes down to him just honing his fundamentals, like his footwork in the post, which is something that he doesn't have the best footwork. Then being able to slide laterally on defense, maybe if he can really get out and guard some power forwards because he's so athletic, that would be phenomenal. To go out, block the perimeter, and be a guy who makes a difference not only in the post but also on the perimeter is something that we hope he can do just because of how athletic he is. Then on the offensive side, I don't ever see him developing as a jump shotter, but if he can just become like a really good lob city finisher, if he's a guy who could just do a pick and roll and then catch a lob and dunk it, or just be a good pick and roll guy who can just run the pick and roll or set picks really well and be a brick wall, so he can set up plays for other people, do the small things, and do the dirty work. So I could see him being one of the best players at that in the league because he has all the fundamentals and physical skills to be able to do that. As we wrap up this video, I want to just talk about Kira Lewis Jr., who's one of the youngest players in this year's NBA draft, or he was because the draft already happened. But if we're going to talk about the rest of the team, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a guy who's going to get a lot of shots. Same thing with Josh Hart. They're going to be shooting a lot. Nicola Melini will play like a Rashard Lewis role, Hito Turkoglu role, just being a stretch forward. JJ Redick's going to assume his old role of being that guy. Then we're going to see Steven Adams splitting time at the center. Probably going to see Zion at small ball. Eric Bledsoe is going to instill that defensive mentality with Lonzo. He's going to push Lonzo for minutes. Then you have Willy Hernangomez, another guy who could be a guy who'd be a rebounding. You got, after Kira Lewis Jr., Kira Lewis Jr. is just one of the guys. He's going to push the floor, be an emotional guy in the sense that he'll attack the rim, have high energy, and just give you good plays and spurts. Najee Marshall, one of the best defensive players in this year's draft, flew under a bunch of people's radars. So that's pretty much my take for this year's not NBA draft, but New Orleans Pelicans. And I just want to hear your guys' opinion down below. What do you guys think of the team? I think Kira Lewis Jr. could develop into a really good point guard. It's just like they have a lot of point guards on this team, so I wonder what they're going to do. But yeah, that's pretty much the video, guys. I hope you guys did really enjoy it. But that's all for me from this week. As always, guys, I hope you guys do have a great day, because I know I will. Till next, guys. Peace out.